On that note, I'll hand over to my beautiful assistants. Ian, I welcome you.
Thanks, guys. I'll start off with my hands in my pockets because I'm not really sure where to put them at the moment. But I'm lucky enough to work for A Slice of Happiness with Caroline Powell, Liliana Bellini and Susan Marmot as my sort of mentors and who introduced me to the three principles. I got introduced just over 3 years ago, following over 20 years of cocaine and alcohol addiction, following a period of homelessness, long term, probably well over a decade, sort of flirting with the idea of suicide and self-harm and dismantling my own life by getting rid of jobs and whatnot. I had no idea of emotional regulation, which had always been the way, you know. It started probably in primary school, and this identity that I ran with all the way through. And I think by the time I hit probably 2017, I'd just given up in life. I didn't know how to move forward. You know, there was no way out. So you can tell I'm nervous, but not as much as I would have been. But there just seemed like no way out, you know. And I tried and tried 12-step, read Carl Jung, every other philosophy, psychology book known to man. And I became homeless as a way of ending my life. You know, I thought that would give me the motivation I needed to end it. Funnily enough, it didn't. What it did is it woke me up, and I've got a little dog, and it woke me up to what I was doing to myself. You know, in the comfort of my own discomfort, sitting at home, snorting drugs, drinking alcohol, burning myself, cutting myself, whatever else. But in that moment of realising I'd gone and done it, and I still wasn't ready to end my life, it just became apparent it was time to rebuild and get my dog back. I was lucky enough to find a hostel that took dogs in, and that was all that mattered. And I think for the first time in a long time, I'd followed that sort of loving feeling, you know, and because I did that rather than following the ideas about how damaged I am and who I was and what I'd done and all this kind of thing, I moved into a hostel and found community among people, including myself, with some sort of maladaptive behaviours, you know, but it was a real sense of community. And following that, I just happened upon on Facebook a charity called A Slice of Happiness. There was something in the name. They advertised as a homeless charity, and I wanted to help. I didn't realise quite how much help I needed, to be honest, at the time, because I was living better, but my anxiety was out of this world, you know. I'd almost lose touch of reality with it. And as someone who's always, you know, read a lot, tried to work everything out, I heard about thought, and something rung true, but I complicated it. Tried to turn it into something else, work it out, compare it to Buddhism, compare it to this, that. But slowly, over the course of the 3 years, it's just unravelled. You know, I've changed more than I realised I changed, and I was lucky enough, just under 2 years ago, to be made a peer mentor just before I lost both my parents in quick succession, sort of 47 days apart. And I think any of my old friends, if they'd heard that would happen, would have run for the hills, because I would have reacted violently, undoubtedly, you know, taking drugs, self-harm, whatnot. But it just, sorry, I'm a little nervous, but it just caught home just how important life is and how much I loved them, you know, and how much I loved life, and the only gift I could give to them and to myself was presence and love. And just seeing the unravelling of sort of mind prison that someone mentioned earlier in other people is amazing. I'm going to sit down now. Cheers, guys.